Oh, hey guys. Oh, sorry. D here. Welcome to another episode of JD and the Sump C. Thanks for coming by. Here's the end tile. I suppose, first question is, why do you have another new tile, Dale? What do you need another tile for? Well, I'm going to tell you. JD and the Sump C is doing a collaboration with Necromacho Entertainment podcast. Roy and Richard, in one of their recent episodes, made the statement that they were looking to try to get more cohesive terrain for their games down in Florida. I said, what the heck? That's a great opportunity. Fantastic. Got in contact with them. Jay and I are going down there. The event is in late April. It's called Fistful of Creds. Or maybe credits. You'll have to read it on the little section I'm putting on here. And, this video is tile 1. Crazy. We're at it again. I hope you guys enjoy. Here we go. We're a little bit past intros here, and we're going to get to this part of it, which is probably the part that I hate the most. I very rarely ever make any kind of a map like this, but this is going to be a nice long project. I want a lot of detail on it. So I want to keep you guys in the loop as to what's going on. So we're going to refer back to this. What's going to happen is we're going to list this as 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this is going to be tile 9. This is going to be a sump board like the kind I've never created before. We're going to be bringing this down to Florida for these guys. They do a great podcast too. If you haven't heard them yet, it's Necromacho Entertainment. Yeah, I love both those guys. They're fantastic NECROMUNDA players, really big people in the community. The idea that I have in mind here is to do a twofold concept. After talking with them, we're going to have a sump tile that looks quite a bit different than what I normally do. And what's going to happen in here is we're going to have some kind of island tower piece that's going to have bridges that go to these tiles. I'm going to use Zone Mortalis tiles. Basically just doing this so I can have a little bit better layout for how each video is. Now this tile, we're going to be doing tile number 1. And in this series, each one of these videos, I'm going to be going back to this original concept idea. We're going to have Zone Morts, and we're going to raise them up. This one, we're going to be doing tile 1. All right, let's get to it. We got this glued down to, the plexiglass. We're going to cut this tile up, and then this is going to set right on top here. Or we're going to cut this tile out, trim all this down, maybe some lighter work, that'll be neat. Get this centered and glue this tile down to the foam. Now you guys have seen me glue this down. If you haven't, and this is your first time visiting the JD and the Sump C, thank you. I'm D again, if I forgot to introduce myself in the intro. You should be able to see very detailed instructional as to how I do this here. I mean, it's not working, and okay, got it. Yeah, this video. I also coated all of this in Mod Podge already. When you do that, this hardens up. Let me get this cleaned up, and then we're gonna work on the tile here. It looks like we're basically just gonna take off this corner. So what you want to do is just start a score here. We're gonna do here. And we're gonna see. Oh, look at that. So scoring over on one side, you can usually just snap it off. Don't get rid of this. This is part of your pile of bits. At this point, we need to try to figure out what we're gonna do with these. And I think I have an idea. Generally, I like to start with the cutters right away. All this little junk, you know, we're gonna save. It's not that we're not using the tile. You know, we are using all the tile. What we're really trying to do is take that straight edge off. If this is your first tile build and working with Zone Mortalis and you got over the first heart attack with the price of these dumb things now, don't do what I'm doing here. Is we're gonna glue this down, and we're gonna use some high-powered glue. We've got this. I forgot about this. Pretty happy with that. That looks good. We're gonna have Sump all along here. I had a buddy of mine print these out. As always with Zone Morts, you want to kind of use their concept here. With this one, I was thinking I'd do, since this is corner 1, I'm thinking I'm actually gonna make this an L of some sort. I think I've come up with what I want to do with the standard layout here. I'm gonna leave this open. We're gonna get a top for this. We're gonna get a blasted in door from this kit, because turns out, at least for this little dig through the cack, I can't find any of the door kits that I know I have a ton of. This is a nice thing about 3D prints. You can put some character in. These fit really, really nice. That's one of the GW plastics, and this is one of the printed ones. I don't have a preference on either one of them. Let me get squared up here, get some stuff cut off the sprue, because I know that's not very good videoing. And I'll be, well, right back, starting to glue things on. It's time to lay the sump and add the rock and sand details. This is gonna do two things. One, it'll do the sump, so I can get the texture for the sump down. And two, I'm gonna add sand to this so I don't waste all of this. And then I'm gonna add it like texture paint. Basically, we're gonna be making our own texture paint. Now, one thing I'm gonna do, if you watched this video, this is still not working very well. Yeah, and there it is. Okay, there's the video. I pretty much gave you an in-depth idea of how I laid the sump. We're gonna do a little bit differently on this one. We're actually gonna have, since this is a tile that it's laying down, we're gonna have some of the sump water come up. And we might even have a pile of it somewhere in the middle here. And we're gonna do some of this up on the tile a little bit. Not very much. If you want an in-depth thing and my explanation as to how I'm doing this, like I said, watch that other video that I just pointed out. And with this, we're just gonna speed this up real quick here, and you know, you'll watch a few seconds of that, and then you'll be finished, and we'll be moving on to the next part. gonna make some sump again. That's crazy. Seems like I just did that. Oh yeah, I did. This video over here again. All right, awesome. I just did that last week. So we're gonna make some sump a little bit differently this time, and we're gonna make up a good batch here, and because we're doing 9 tiles of this, and this is only tile 1. Instead of Mod Podge, which is kind of an expensive habit, we're going to use a gallon of PVA glue, and we're going to use some craft paints. First thing we're going to do here is, now I'm essentially going for a kind of diarrhea yellow brown. We're going to mix up some. Now, I don't think I'm going to need a whole lot of it on this tile, but the one coming up, you know, you want to stay somewhat consistent. You know, I want it to be a little more natural colored. We're going to add just a little bit of water to this to mix it up. That's nice. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then now we can add some of this. Now, of course, the more of this that you add, the more translucent it's going to be. All right, then we're going to add some water, because I'm going to make this a little bit more soupy, simply because we're not using actual Mod Podge. Now, Mod Podge, yeah, for the most part, I know I simplify this a little bit. You know, it's just PVA glue with water. That's a little closer to what I was hoping this was going to be. There you go, another little show. This is the right color, too. This is nice. Another nice show as to how to make some using other items. Okay, so now we come to the new part that I set up, and we're going to come into this a bit slow, you know, because we're still a little tentative here, and just going to try to follow the paper. Not too bad. I've also come up with an idea how I was going to be able to shape this, because of course, you know, I'm not using the most high-end artist brush for this, which once again, I don't know why I would have to, because this is glue for the most part. I was thinking about using a little trick that I learned when I was first learning how to weather, and what it is it's basically just to dip your brush in water and thin this out at the edges. Now, we're not trying to coverage here. So a lot of the people ask me about how I get the rust effects to look so realistic with the pooling and stuff. Well, this is the trick right here. Because you're not looking for coverage here. You're looking for weathering. The deal is you're feathering it around. Now, are we going to get the shiny sump up here? Maybe. I don't think so. But we are going to get the effect like this sump splashed up on there and ran back down, which is what we're looking for. And since later we're going to be going in with oil paints over the whole thing to actually bring the detail out, Thanks so much for stopping by, you guys. There's going to be 8 more tiles. This is amazing. I can't wait for this. This is only one of the first few projects in 2025, so stay tuned. And as always, please like and subscribe.